Let's get over to the kitchen now and check in with ABC7 Culinary Director Judi Gallagher, who's joined today by a special guest. Judi?
That's right. Faz is here from Blu Mangrove Grill, and that is one of my favorite spots right on the marina at Riviera Dunes. I'm so excited that you're here. And you're bringing St. Patty's Day to this Gallagher a little early, aren't you?
Yes, we are. We're going to celebrate St. Patty's Day a little bit early today. We're going to make a very simple dish. It's Irish Guinness beef stew. It's a dish that you don't necessarily have to eat it on St. Patty's Day. You're more than welcome to eat it at any time. So we're going to prepare that a little bit later for you and enjoy. Hopefully you'll be enjoying it.
Well, I hope my sister-in-law Carol Peterson is watching, because we'll be celebrating with her in St. Patty's, and we'll tell everybody where they can celebrate at Blu Mangrove Grill. Stay with us. We're cooking up a storm in just a few minutes. It's early St. Patrick's Day. Faz, let's get started, because this is a really fun recipe.
Sure. So we're going to make the Irish beef stew. And what I did was, if you don't mind, I actually pan-seared the beef earlier today to save some time.
Great.
And the reason for that is you don't want to pan-sear all the beef at once, because it'll start steaming and juices come out of it. You want to kind of give it a nice crust, so you have to do it in a small portion to get
I'm so glad that you said that. And what type of beef did you choose to make?
What I have here for you is sirloin tips. You could use beef tenderloin, or you could use a regular stew meat, because you are simmering it, so any one of those meat will be fine.
It'll get nice and tender.
Yeah, and so just to get it started, what we're going to do is just put some meat in here, and then what we're
little oil in the pan.
Yes, of course. A little bit of oil just to get it going, and then obviously in Irish cooking, they like to use the onion last, believe it or not. We like to saute the onion and let the onion sweat.
That's right.
But
that's right.
I guess over there, they want it raw in the stew towards the end. So that's what we're going to do.
Just towards the end, have a little texture to it. Well, they got to add a little more flavor.
That's right, yes. So what we're going to do is just add a little bit of garlic to this.
Oh, yeah.
Not a lot. And then some fresh thyme.
Which I think fresh thyme is one of the most important herbs that you can grow at home. I use it in just about everything, even omelets.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
It really is wonderful. So pretty much we're just going to let this simmer a little bit.
Okay.
And as soon as the garlic starts sweating a little bit, we're going to add a little bit of red wine.
Oh, yeah.
And it doesn't have to be the most expensive bottle. You can use whatever you like that you have at home that's open.
That's the key, as long as it's not cooking wine,
that's right?
Because that's like vinegar.
Yes. So we'll put about a cup of wine in this, and then we'll let that simmer a little bit. Yeah. And then I did bring some beef stock. You can also buy beef stock in grocery stores if you don't like to make your own beef stock. It works just fine. Or if you don't have any of that, water will be fine, because it's cooking for quite a bit. So what we'll do is we'll add the beef stock to this.
Oh, beautiful. What's that, about 3 cups maybe?
Yes, just about 3 cups.
Okay.
And so this is going to be simmering for a bit.
Now we're going to simmer for an hour, or is that too long?
About an hour, hour and a half would be great if you could do it. So we don't want it on too high of a heat. We don't want the meat to boil.
Just that simmer.
A little bubble here and there, you know.
So let's take a break, and let's come back and add the other delicious ingredients and get this Irish stew ready, because we have a party coming up over at Blu Mangrove Grill.
Thank you.
We may see this recipe on YouTube in the future. I'm excited about this. So we have the meat that's simmering in that beautiful, rich beef broth. You have some garlic and thyme. What do we do next?
Now we're just going to add some tomato paste, just about a tablespoon of tomato paste right in there, because we're going to just about get ready to add the rest of the vegetables. Now, the way we do it at the restaurant, we like to serve this with a scoop of mashed potato in the middle of the plate, and this is served around it.
You're talking Paul Gallagher's language here. My husband is meat and potatoes and potatoes.
Well, in case if you don't want to make mashed potatoes, or it's too much for you, we can do it the traditional way, which at this point what we're going to do is we're going to add our carrots. And I like to use these little baby carrots, because they're nice and sweet and they hold really well.
I totally agree.
And you have to say they clean them. That's right.
I know.
So we're going to add some carrots in here.
Great.
And some, obviously, raw onions. And then we have potatoes. Now, again, you don't have to use them, but again, I like to use these little baby potatoes. You don't have to peel them, and the skin is...
They have a really good texture to them as well. I agree. So, and you're right. It's, if you don't have to peel it, and the skin's healthy, right?
That's right.
So we can go with that.
And it also looks good. It looks pretty in the dish. So what we'll do, we'll set these in here, and really this dish will be done as soon as the potatoes are nice and tender to eat.
Perfect.
And it's really that simple.
Now, I know you have some mashed potatoes over here, so
Right.
why don't you go ahead and scoop? You have some that's already done. How long would you say this cooked after you added all the vegetables?
Approximately about another 20 minutes with the potatoes. Without the potatoes, really about 15 minutes they should be done.
Perfect.
And then what I like to do is use a spoon to scoop some of the stuff out first to lay it around the dish.
Perfect. And the meat is so tender, you can see it. It's just
Right.
basically melting
Because
right there.
if you try to use a ladle, you'll get a lot of juice in your plate, and you really don't want that.
No, you want the meat and potatoes,
Meat and the potatoes,
right?
that's right. So what we're going to do, we're going to fill this dish up. I will clean the dish
Great.
afterwards, chef. Look good. And then with a ladle, we're just going to put a little bit of juice around it.
There you go. Now, you have a big St. Patty's Day special coming up. We're going to talk about that in a
Sure.
few minutes.
Sure.
So come back, because we're going to share the dish. We're going to talk about Lobster Wednesdays and definitely talk about St. Patty's Day. We'll be back in a few minutes. We have a great Irish stew. Faz, thank you so much. Tell us about what's happening in St. Patrick's Day real quickly.
Oh, on St. Patty's Day, we have bagpipe players come into the restaurant
Awesome.
from 5:30 to 7:30. Obviously, we have a great menu with corned beef and cabbage, shepherd's pie, Irish beef stew, and variety of different entrees.
That is so exciting. Now, quickly, because there's a lot of Maine lobsters here, and since I'm a Boston girl, what happens on Wednesdays over at Blu
On Wednesday
Mangrove?
nights, we have twin Maine lobsters with potato salad and coleslaw for $24.95. But we are introducing a twin 6-ounce lobster tails for people that don't want to sit there and fight the lobster. You can order the twin lobster tails for the same price with potato salad and coleslaw.
Unbelievable. And I want to thank you because I now have my Gallagher family St. Patrick's Day uniform thanks to the Blu Mangrove Grill. If you want to get this recipe for Irish stew, just log on to mysuncoast.com, click on recipes, you'll get to see that recipe, and go on the restaurant sponsors page and find out more about Blu Mangrove Grill. As always, my friend, it's been great to have
Been a pleasure,
you
Chef.
here. Back to you, Scott.